Good afternoon. I'm Savanna.
And I'm Sarah.
Welcome and thank you all for attending our 2025 commencement ceremony. We are so fortunate to experience this monumental day surrounded by the family, friends, classmates, and faculty who have been with us every step of the way. Thank you so much for giving us this opportunity to reflect on our high school experience as we transition into this next chapter of our lives.
We would not be able to be standing here today without the help of the extraordinary people who have been with us through the years. First, we would like to thank our family and friends for shaping us into the people we are today. Thank you for attending every game, concert, and extracurricular event. And a special thank you to our moms and all the afternoons they spent making food for many concession stands. Your unwavering support and commitment to our success has been a constant throughout our high school years, and we will be forever grateful.
And thank you to the Freeman community. We are so fortunate to have grown up in such a caring and generous community. You have always supported us by guiding our career paths and sponsoring many of our events. Your financial contributions have been monumental in allowing us the means to achieve our educational and career goals.
Lastly, we would like to thank our faculty. We know we could be stubborn and overdramatic at times, but you never gave up on us and our learning. You always made sure we did every assignment to the best of our ability, even though we usually tried not to. For example, there were many times in Ms. Moore's anatomy class this year when we begged to stop our note-taking early and skip our lesson check. But Ms. Moore always kept us on track. Without dedicated teachers like you all, we would not have pushed ourselves to our fullest potential and achieved this accomplishment today.
Class of 2025, this moment is finally here. I'm so proud of us all, and there's no one else I would have rather spent the last 13 years with. We've come a long way since we started elementary school, and to our elementary teachers, we would like to apologize for our overactive imaginations. For some reason, in second grade, we created an entire imaginary society of hedgehogs, reindeers, and ladybugs. We wrote complex storylines and assigned all the members of our class to a group. Unfortunately, this creativity caused a lot of arguments, and we were eventually forced to put our differences aside and unite as a class again.
Another interesting time for us as a class were our COVID years. We were incredibly bored during our online Zoom classes, and we would find anything we could to entertain ourselves. One of our core memories from this time happened during Mrs. Wallman's online English class. Someone had the idea that it would be funny if we all simultaneously unmuted our mics and started barking. So Lindsay took one for the team and barked like a dog into her mic as loud as she could. Annoyed, Mrs. Wallman left the Zoom call. Lindsay does not and has never owned a dog. Following her lead, everyone then did the same and barked loud enough to chase Mrs. Wallman out of the call. Sorry that we made you the victim of our prank, Mrs. Wallman. In our defense, we were just really bored. Another thing we used to pass the time during our classes was playing the online game Among Us as a group. There were a few times when everyone was playing the game that someone would accidentally unmute their mic and they would get screamed at in the class group chat for blowing our cover. Although we didn't learn much during that time, we sure made a lot of memories. One of our proudest achievements as a class has been our winning homecoming floats the past 6 years. Whether it was acting out a scene from Chicago Med, constructing a pirate ship, or recreating an entire graveyard, we always put our all into our floats. We definitely compensated for our failure to create good skits.
We've also grown closer as a class over the years. Long gone are the days when we'd get into screaming matches about who cheated and captured the cone, yet we'd always insist on playing it again the next day. Once we entered high school, we became nicer to each other. We are a class that lacks drama and has an abundance of friendship. You would think since our class consists of 18 girls, there would be many different friend groups, cliques, and a lot of drama. Luckily, this is not the case at all, and I can confidently say that we are all friends. This is evidenced by our many friends gatherings, such as Friendsgiving, Friendsmas, and our end-of-year Friends Gathering. We held our first Friendsgiving in November of our junior year because some of the girls in our class received turkeys from their work that they did not know what to do with. We all signed up for what Thanksgiving foods we would bring and met up in Peyton's garage for the celebration. These gatherings have become a tradition for us, and we will be sad to let them go once we go our separate ways.
We've also never shied away from helping each other out. Last year, in Mrs. Luthorow's junior English class, we were given the impossible task of writing a 6-page persuasive essay. Throughout the process, Mrs. Luthorow had encouraged us to help each other revise our essays, and we decided to take her advice. Instead of going through the stress of writing our essays alone in our rooms, we decided to meet up at the elementary library and work on our essays together. We called these late-night gatherings essay writing parties. Believe it or not, we actually got a lot done.
At our end-of-school gathering last year, the girls in our class had supper and a bonfire at Lindsay's house. At the fire, a few people received texts from Chris asking if they could critique his note cards for his English essay. Since we're always down for a side quest, we decided to take the trek out to Chris's house. Once we got there, Chris was taken aback, to say the least, to see all the girls in his class standing on his porch, ready to help him get his note cards done. I don't know any other class that would be so willing to drop everything in an instant to help another classmate.
Although we never won Best Homecoming Skit, our class has excelled in numerous other areas. It has been so rewarding to watch each of you grow into the capable, passionate individuals you are today. Whether you were playing a sport or singing in the choir, you always gave your all to every activity you participated in. I'm grateful that I've been able to spend 2,080 days with most of you over the past 13 years. We've all worked so hard to get to this point where we are today, moments away from walking the stage and receiving our diplomas.
A verse we would like to share with you all today is 1 Timothy 4:12. Don't let anyone think less of you because you are young. Be an example to all believers in what you say, in the way you live, in your love, faith, and your purity. As we open up the next chapter of our lives, keep these words in mind. Put forth a positive example in all that you do, and don't lose sight of your true self. All of us have a purpose and a plan for this life, and I hope we always try our best to live every day to the fullest and not take any moment for granted. As we go out into the world after this monumental day, don't forget the lessons and the people you've walked with throughout this journey. Since I've been classmates with most of you for a number of years, I've seen how capable you are to achieve great things. I have no doubt that you will find success in your future careers. Even when things get hard, remember that there will always be people on the stage who believe you will succeed. Again, thank you to the teachers, parents, and friends who have walked with us on this journey. I'm so grateful to have had the opportunity to grow up with each and every one of you and see the incredible people you have become. I know we all have bright futures ahead of us, and we are proud to say, we did it. Congratulations, class of 2025.